All right, so today's video is a bit of a different one than what we normally see. We're going to be watching a pro player's perspective on Winston. Now, you might recognize Kellen's name. Kellen is the tank for Dallas Fuel, known for playing Winston even when Winston isn't meta. And this is a replay code we have that OBS Sojourn had sent over. Very kind to her. And in this one, it's going to basically be Dallas Fuel was brought in to play against some of the players trying out for the USA team. Now, keep in mind, some of the players on Dallas Fuel are also trying out for the Team USA for the World Cup, which will be this year. So what's happening is they kind of got some of the players. So some of the players on Fuel are also on that as a possibility. We don't know who's going to be on the team yet. And this was from that scrim, and we figured we'd watch a pro perspective of a Winston. It's kind of rare we get to be able to watch that. You're probably going to recognize a lot of the players on both teams. Obviously, Dallas Fuel, that's their full roster. If I recall correctly, I think Kellen said he was up late, or was not up late because he's in NA now, but he was tired. So we'll see how that plays out. But it should be fun. Kind of give a perspective on like pro play. I'm not going to like overanalyze it too much of like, oh, this isn't like a, could have done this better. This is more of like a holy crap, this is cool to learn from. So let's see how it goes. Kellen's a very good Winston. What is Kellen's sensitivity? I never realized this. Yeah, this will be posted. Yeah. If you haven't noticed, a lot of like poking for damage early. Yeah, what is Kellen's sensitivity? Yeah, I never even realized. I'm curious. So like, I want to see how this plays out because like I learned from this. So for example, I see their whole team taking coast here. I'm really curious on what Kellen does here because what I would think is that you would end up like cutting off like their rotation as they get to about here, right? So you can stay in line of sight of your teammates up here. So I'm curious to see how Kellen plays this because I want to learn from that myself because I get in this engagement a lot when teams take coast and I get a little bit indecisive. So I want to see. Yep, that's exactly, okay, yep. Exactly what I thought. Okay, cool. See, part of me wants to go engage that backline sooner, but realizing that like the safer play, okay, that's what I thought. Cool. That was very well played. So patient. And as you can see, chat, that was a less is more situation. Like, you saw so many stacked up targets, but Kellen, opts more for, like, Kellen opts more for, like, just kind of chilling. If you haven't noticed, a lot of pre-poke, too. It's kind of cool to see that. What you're seeing there is always maximizing value. So Kellen recognizes that was an advantageous situation. You're not going to be wasting the bubble. Goes up there to farm 3% ult charge, 2% ult charge, right? And that right there is really cool to see because like, I might suggest sometimes not to waste your bubble, but like this is an example of knowing that they won't be able to engage you in time anyway. Look at the cooldowns, 3 seconds on both. Gets that extra, 5-10% ult charge that we've already seen. Next thing you know, the ultimate like advantage is huge and you have Winston ultimate consistently. So a lot of right-click spam, almost more than I expected. But it's really cool to see.
I can heal you.
Did 800 DPI and 7.63. That's not too high, actually. It's definitely like high, but not like extremely high. There it is. They wait on the nano for the backline dive. It's very clean. It's very clean. And I think the reason why that happened that way was because you were waiting on the nano from CJ, so rather than dive the backline right away, you do it so you're in range, which is why I think Kellen was just like poking out the Winston until like the nano came in. Again, a lot of posturing up here. Cool to see. Very cool to see. See, like, here's the thing: is this you would have jumped the back line. I think that was the call, was to jump the back line here. But what happened is if you didn't notice, Team USA had kind of engaged early with the nano. So what had to happen is how often, chat, and this is like the really fun part about this. How often do you like have a plan in place and then you go in and you don't get the nano? Right? So what I assume happened was as they engaged in, you needed to wait for CJ to be in a spot to be able to give nano. So then what you did is you gave nano to Kellen. When the opportunity arose, then you went in. So Kellen's mindset was, let's not dive in without the nano. Let's just sit back here to kind of like posture up and wait. Then the nano comes in and then you do your own counter dive. I think that's what happened. So the play was initially have Kellen do that, but it got interrupted. So then CJ had to wait an extra second. Does that make sense? So like that, I think like that was always going to be the play, was the dive the back line. But because they interrupted the play early, they played to be able to guarantee the nano rather than to go in and not get nano. I'm sure that's something that happens in scrims a lot and they talk about, right? Like how often do you see a Genji go in with Blade and the play gets interrupted like last second by like a tracer in the back line and you don't get nano? It's not really because you're on a hate you. It's because like of just of a time. And so very clean play there. Anyway, I think that's what happened. Obviously, I might be overanalyzing a little bit, but I think that's what happened. Now you have the ultimate, so yep. And remember that previous video we just recorded, chat? Notice how the bubble was being used to cut off a sight line? See? Look at the sight line the players have. See what I mean? It's not being used for Kellen just to run at them in a straight line. The opportunity's there, but it's being used to block sight lines, something I talked about earlier in the other video. If you're going to hear me reference another video while you're watching this one, for anybody watching the OWCS one, we did a Where Are They Now video where I decided to reference this also as like a way to connect it. So, Russo, thank you for the tier 1 for you. Thank you. Shit. It's going to be an ult 100%. Great Kitsune combo. Basically committed to that. Kellen's waiting as long as possible. You haven't noticed? Like, there it is. Dude, Kellen is a very good Winston. So basically, Kellen just debates as long as possible to buy more time on this ultimate to give more time for their team to get back. So that's why Kellen does this. Dude, Kellen's very good. See, like, you look at that and you think that's a lost team fight, right? Instead, you just see that. Counter dive in main. Not going to use bubble yet. Will use bubble if need be, but doesn't have to. See? Because the kills goes top right. And again, see, this is all about disrupting this, like, the squishies up here. Usually in pro play, you'll see like a Kiriko or like a Lucio. Obviously, the Lucio's not played in this one. Kind of working together with a DPS. That's what's happening. What Kellen's trying to do is maintain the high ground as long as possible so that even if Team USA over here, well, I say Team USA, it's the USA trial. Some of the players on Dallas are also up for opportunity here. But basically, you're just trying to buy time to be able to get like opportunity to go for the point. So right now, getting one kill up here, maybe forcing out Kiriko, you're going to let the point go to about 85% or so, and then maybe they can come back with like a Sojourn ultimate. Again, I never saw any of these, so I have no idea what happened. Anyway, here we go. Yes, Kellen is the tank for fuel. Yep. They might... Yeah, that was actually a good pulse bomb by Sugar Free. Good idea, but a good play. That like definitely doing that was I think correct. I mean, also, Chad, if you're seeing the random stuff left side, that's like, by the way, they don't even need that anymore. Like that scoreboard thing. Like technically they don't, but I feel like they just kind of kept it up now in these customs. It used to be like there never was a scoreboard in Overwatch, so they had that scoreboard there available for coaches and stuff. So that way you can kind of see what's going on. But that's why that exists like that, yeah. Anyway.
It's go time.
All right, here we go. See what happens next. This is what I'm curious on. Okay. I love seeing this situation because, like, we call this the stuck in the mud situation, and I wanted to see what Kellen does. Looks like Kellen opts more for survivability and disengage. So, good to know. Jack, thanks for the 2 months of the Prime. So, thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. Thank you. So, plays for disengage. See, this is, like, why I love watching this because... Like, part of me would have just, like, honestly, what I would have done is I would have ended up just going here and just, like, zapping the point and holding the point as long as possible. But, like, that, you know, as you saw, Kellen made a good play. Rather than do that, jump backwards here, jumped out again, use the heal and bubble to escape, and then re-engage position. And, like, this is, like, it opens my mind a little bit more to how to play Winston because, like, you know, I wouldn't even say this is a bad play in ranked, is to do that. But and maybe you wouldn't even be able to do it in ranked as much because of the disengage, like, opportunities. Like, your whole team needs to be on the same page. But, like, I love that because now what would be normally like a retake from all the way over here, right? You know, is now basically established as they have position. And yes, they were down one at a certain point, but if you look, numbers are even again. So like it's just very smart. Yep. Yeah, I would hope. Yeah, I would hope that's the case. Yeah, Kellen's a very good player. Oh. Look how close this was, chat. Oh my. Look how close this was. Also, if you didn't notice, it was a mind game there. Kellen basically didn't bubble right away. I assume that is because I think that the vision that Kellen has, even if you do get slept there, you can still get back up in time because of like, I think you can. So I think Kellen's like, well, I can just wait, and then they won't have sleep after. So, but yeah, anyway, that was a great survivability by Kellen. But yeah, notice the late bubble. Very late bubble on that. But like that play alone has isolated the rest of their team. So like, even though it looks like, you know, they're going to be able to win on the other side, the ability for Kellen to survive that, get out, was good. Not waste an ultimate here to get a health pack. Might even go back left on the, nope, not going to go back left. Has such good position now. Really good sniper, Winston. Laying up on high. Looking around. Nice play. Into the ultimate. That was a I'm feeling it ultimate 100%. Wow. So clean. Yep. Yeah, so I think one thing to kind of like just talk about with this video here, I want you to really look at like Kellen's survivability, right? And this goes to show you that you don't need to go and try to make a play all the time. What you need to do is when you have the right opportunity to make a play, that you basically just, you do it, right? And a lot of what Kellen does is survive. That's what I'm noticing so far is like, it's a lot of survivability out of Kellen. Like right now, look at the death count. Kellen is 13-1 right now. And this is something that we've seen a lot out of Kellen recently. Like we saw, what was it? Not a Survivability. We saw Runasapi that during the Dallas Fuel versus SSG match, where I think Kellen had 0 deaths in a reverse sweep, like best of 5, and reverse swept, had 0 deaths, made all that. It was really, really like, Kellen is just good at surviving, and you can see that in what it does. I mean, the damage output. I mean, look at the damage output of Kellen, right? Look at the, you know, all of it is just leading to like basically never allowing like the other team, which obviously is made of great players, to be able to get any room to do anything. And that's what you're seeing out of Kellen. It's very, very good gameplay. Very good gameplay. A lot of right clicking. So you're going to bubble up? Nope. Okay. I was wondering if Kellen was going to do the bubble right click, but you don't need to because you have the corner here. So again, something to note. Catalyst, thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate it. Thank you. See that? Like that was what? 10% ult charge by just going up closer? They're doing this because they want to end up. So what Dallas Fuel knows here is there's no ults on their side, so they're playing close to disrupt any of their plays and force them out early. Like that's the plan here. Good play there on the kill. This was really cool. Yep, gets the kill on the back line. The rest they're not worried about, right? They have to just kind of wait. So remember how many ultimates that they had? Look at what Fuel's managed to do here in this situation. Now you jump to the cart. Don't even have the bubble just yet. Just need to pressure out their Kiriko. Get their Kiriko to dive into the team. There's the nano. Clean, clean, clean. Doesn't get the kill right there. That was kind of funny. But again, recognizing it's not worth even going for that kill just yet. Tree went Widow here. I didn't even realize that. Good bubble. They should win this stuff. I guess they could get off the point here if they wanted to. But. So just so you know, like, if you wonder what Kellen's doing this for, it's because Kellen cannot get off the cart. So what Kellen's decided to do is hold one side of the cart by just like slamming like the punches, just to maybe like basically force Sugar Free to have to kind of play this angle or this angle because you can't run on top of them. I mean, look at Tree's HP, look at Sugar Free, like, so that's what Kellen's doing this, buying time for the team to get back. Then you can bubble on point in a second with the heal. So now you have extra heals, see? And now the Widow's forced to tap cart. Tree just has to go for a kill there. Can't do anything else. And there you go. So just to show you the scoreboard again, 19-1. 10,000 damage. Wasn't even getting like constant nanos. So yeah, very good play. And it kind of shows you like how the bubble usage and survivability is such a big part of this, that being good at that is going to really give you a lot of value going forward. Okay, here we go. What do we say? It drops to be at 2 a.m. So quite a while. Okay, not bad. Jumping in on the Ana. Notice that what Kellen did here was a little bit different than what we saw from the other team. Very aggressive, like left side push right away, not giving much time for setup. I imagine we'll play to disengage out if need be. If not, you keep the momentum going. Yep. Very quick. Might go down here. This could be a timing where they get Kellen because of the... Nope. Good bubble. Oh, Ana's in main. Kellen saw that, so going to go for the break. Yep. Now they know the Ana's behind, but like, what can the Ana do right now? Yep. So again, notice the decision making there. Sees the Ana behind, recognizes that you can't really go for the Ana, goes to the Brig instead since the Brig has nobody to help peel, which forces the Brig away, which then forces kills. Again, very clean. Very, very clean. Gets out. Yep. An emote is? I like cool emotes too. Gonna go in a second. The number one thing I also see from Kellen is he's so good at getting up there and doing damage. Like it's like he just doesn't allow much downtime for their team. He's always setting up, but like sometimes you want to set up as Winston and play a little bit sneaky. Kellen seems to set up and be like, hey, I'm here. I'm letting you know I'm here, and I challenge you to do something about it. And it's a very fun perspective of that because I play a bit of a similar Winston. Well, I mean, yeah, Ultraviolet will always hit like an honestly. Very good player. It's just the right click. A lot of right click damage is like, oh, that was unlucky. You know what? Even the Nambani signs, the pro players get rolled by him too. It is a known thing that this for some reason, even when they do map reworks, these damn signs still exist, and everybody hits their head on these. They used to be lower, all right? Everybody does it. They used to have them somewhere else too. These damn signs, everybody gets rolled by them. They're not, even pro players aren't safe from these. Constant backline pressure. Chat, I kind of want to watch the Wrecking-Ball 1-2. Do you want to watch the Wrecking-Ball 1-2 and then go play some games? Good second point there. In case you're wondering, by the way, the reason why it's still going is because in scrims, they basically played the map out on both sides. So, like, if you get held, you get held. But, like, what they do is it has, like, a way to set it up so that the third point will keep playing. So that way teams get practice on those sides. Like, because imagine if you're a team that, you know, you constantly get full held on second, but you don't ever get third point practice. You're not going to be good at third point. But maybe you have a good match one day, you get through that second, and then you can kind of have some practice on defense and things like that. So it's nice to have. What are those numbers? It's basically the scoreboard. Look at the numbers. It's like a scoreboard basically. So back in Overwatch 1, well, it's back to Overwatch 1 now, but it used to be there was no scoreboard for stats. You can only see like you wouldn't see any stats, only like your own like individual one. So they had this as like a previous one. So yeah, have I played against Kellen before? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, damage taken, damage, yeah. So it's just an older version of it. Yeah. So let's see how this third point's played. Now notice Kellen, I always talk about this with whenever I do VODs. You notice this? I always say don't play like Reinhardt. Notice how their team is on this angle, and then the Winston's over here. This is what you want to do when you're playing that mobile-based tank, right? You don't, same with Infected, see? Infected's up here. Team's over here. This is what you want to do. You don't want to just sit here like right here. Now, eventually they'll engage there in some form, but like that's what you do pre-setup wise, is this. See, Kellen doesn't even overreact to that. Uses the angle here. They go in with the beat. There's the sleep. Not going to matter either way. They're all going to get woken up. Great, like, just combo in. All right, there's the Brig. Again, no overreaction of ults here. By Kellen. Yeah, we just got scoreboards in replay, like, just recently, yes. In the last, like, I'd say 6 months. For that bubble, I don't know. I didn't see. You just got Requiem and you're enjoying. Oh, Resident Evil, very good game. Gonna jump into the back right. Love this. Do you see how Kellen is just taking as much space as they give him? Like, not like backing up, not being afraid to go in. Not worried about bubble here, by the way, because the ultimate's coming up. So you're going to get an ult in the back line. This is exactly what he's trying to do. Try to outplay the sleep, does it perfectly by basically pretending to go one way and goes the other. Backs away, plays to survive. Notice this again, plays to survive. And just to point out again, look at Kellen. All right. So this battle's about to be over. I just want you to see this. In this game here, Kellen was 32-1. The only elim was that pulse bomb, remember? On first point defense was a pulse bomb from Sugar Free. That was it. Again, this kind of goes to show you that, like, when you play Winston, and of course you're not going to have the same support level that, like, you know, Kellen will have in this situation. So of course, like, you know, you're going to have to probably play for more health packs, might have a couple more like deaths and stuff. But notice what Kellen does in this game. It's very poke, 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 take map control when they give it to you. Waits pretty long on cooldowns. Have you noticed the cooldown usage? It wasn't like bubble right away, jump right away. A lot of it was keeping survivability in mind. And then outplaying based off of just like, it's just very, very clean gameplay. Also, notice Winston ultimates were very consistent, very like, once you get a target locked on, you get a target locked on. So, but yeah, excellent like gameplay by Kellen. That was just straight up just awesome gameplay. So hopefully people learned a thing or two about the Winston there. I'm going to watch one more game because now I want to see what Wrecking Ball and Survivas is like. So we're going to go to a Wrecking Ball version of this also. Watch that. Same concept here, by the way. This is also from the Team USA trials. Again, it's Dallas Fuel, which is best team in NA right now. But we get to see a different perspective here, a Wrecking Ball. I've seen this happen a lot. So I've seen teams win with Wrecking Ball on this map. I've seen teams win with Doomfist on this map, being T1 that is. So I want to see how it plays. I want to see how a Wrecking Ball kind of plays this whole match. I mean, not an easy matchup either against a Bastion, a Mauga, etc. So let's learn some good Wrecking Ball. Kellen has a really good Wrecking Ball also. There it is. Man, even things like that, taking the Mega, like I sometimes like wait on that situation. A good idea. Okay, see? Another less is more situation. Yeah, that's kind of usually what happens to me on Wrecking Ball too, so. But I think it's because, like, there wasn't much of an engagement that could happen, so it was looking for the spot. So yeah, rough start. Wow, that boop right there on the Mauga was solid. All right, remember how I said Kellen is all about survivability? Off to a good start on that one. This is like a warm-up on Wrecking Ball thus far. All right. You hate playing Wrecking Ball against Mauga? Well, imagine Mauga and Bastion. That's why I'm very curious to see how Kellen makes this work. Okay. So what Kellen has changed is less rolling around the map. Yep. So now, like, more like picking and choosing opportunities. Yeah. So that was the adjustment Kellen made. Kellen went, yeah, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. Yep. I mean, you can see the adjustment in real time. Went from rolling around into them to just basically just like doing this. So you just need to get the two deaths out of his system there, and then you know, then send it. Ooh, I just noticed they're running Sierra too. They were having some fun, weren't they? It's so funny seeing the adjustment in real time. Like, we literally just saw them go from, or we saw like Kellen just going in. He kept slamming into them or rolling through them, and then immediately swap that. 10 times better already. And see that, not having to do anything special, just you know, find the opportunities to get the kill. You know, keep your momentum going and just do that. What's going on? I'm noticing a lot of engagements into the Mauga, so I expect an ultimate around the... Dude, look at this. See, I think, like, the one thing I am very much learning, and of course it's a little bit different. It's so funny because in ranked, sometimes players will yell at you for exactly the opposite of what we're seeing from a pro level player. Is the less is more is like working a lot. It's not really engaging in and being like super aggro. It's like, it's just picking your timings and not like feeding. right? Always doing damage, but not overcommitted in it. It's really cool to see. Yes, Wrecking Ball has the air passive heal and roll, yes. Like, notice this? Like, it's very much like, just wait for the moment. Gets the momentum going here. Yep, and then now gonna pop out. See? Boom. And the ultimate is, like, hard to figure out where it's gonna be. See? Holy crap. It kind of opens my mind a little bit more to how I would play Wrecking Ball. Now, of course, if I'm on Wrecking Ball in your games, that's a... Well, I don't know what happened to where I'm on Wrecking Ball, but on the off chance, I'm learning a little bit more of how I believe engagements should be now. Before, I felt like I had to be more in their team, and I'm noticing even more so of less of that. Like, I think now you're going to see... This is what I want to know. The Zarya swap. Like, look at the swap of their whole team. So technically they're going kind of counter ball, but I feel like the other team or the other comp was actually more counter Wrecking Ball. So I'm very curious to see how these teams kind of play this out. That's going to be a very interesting note here. We'll see.
Captain Sun is ready to burn.
Here it is. Yeah, okay. So basically, just doing more of the same until this part. Yep. So it's a lot of just waiting, and then eventually just start swinging around the point and have some fun. That's what it feels like, right? Yep. So it's a lot less of, like, just going into their team consistently and more so of, like, right opportunity. I'm loving this. I'm actually learning a lot myself, so... There's a timer on it before it disconnects. The way they do it is they grapple and then move up. You don't. That's what you do to keep the the timer off. Ult in that corner. That's like a normal ult. That's I would. Dude, I'm curious on something. I was just seeing how Kiriko healing is nowadays. Yeah, look at Landon's healing. Yeah, but like I'll show you the Wrecking Ball thing. I have two things to look in the trainer range. I'll show you when I get there. Okay. So like if you do this with Wrecking Ball, right? Watch. Let me just do this. If you do this with Wrecking Ball, you're gonna start the timer. See how the timer starts? So like if you're doing anything like that, the timer is gonna give you that grapple. Okay. But what you see pro players do, and I think I can do an example of it like this, is they grapple like that. You hold the button. See how the timer's not doing that? Now you hold your jump button up. See? I have no momentum yet. Now when I drop down, see? It's gonna give me about, I don't know, about a second cooldown. Now watch what I do. And then you just do it again and you just keep doing the same thing. Some pro players are good at like, kind of like jumping as they engage so they can do that like better. There's like ways to do it so you can keep climbing up. Some pro players, I forgot how they do it specifically, but basically maybe they go higher and then you just keep doing that. And then their timer, they can just sit like this and then they can decide to make a play, decide to do things like that, and then just keep staying up, see? And that's how they do it. Notice how there's no, that's a grapple timer because I made a movement, but that's how that goes. Yep. Yeah, you just go higher, and then you just have the air time to grapple up again. So I went like really high with this, went up, see? Timer's like that. Oh, I might have gained momentum. Okay, I didn't. Then you drop down, and then you just do it again, see? And that's what a lot of Wrecking Ball players will do. I hecked up there because of my momentum again, but like, basically a lot of Wrecking Ball players will just keep that infinitely. Yes, Eastern. Yes, Envy. Yep. Got the point for free. Rolls through. That's going to be a toughie. Yep. Still plays to get out, but they definitely have gone a little bit more like try to heck up the Wrecking Ball, but I feel like that was just kind of a weird moment, so. Well, no, Kiriko has more, like, quicker heals now. So. I was curious to see, like, how it affects pro play with, like, damage output and, like, healing output. And already the healing output's really strong for the pro players, too. Yeah, see how Kellen has a, like, you don't even notice it, but Kellen had a plan there of grapple into this wall with the idea that if they went this way, you could then, like, if you weren't going to flip the point, you could, like, use your grapple to kind of, like, momentum around. Little things like that I don't even pick up on sometimes. Like, there's more just in, like, oh, I'm going to grapple to this random wall. So I just wanted to showcase that was really cool. He didn't do anything with it, but it was a fun play. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Good grab by Hawk there. I mean, straight up, it was just a good play. Okay, here we go. Wasn't like that when he was first released. No, there was no timer initially, but there was problems with that. So I'll show you how to keep the timer going in a second. Not a bad pile drive.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Zarya.
You too, buddy. Okay. Sorry, I was. It's a lot of just like, man, I have a lot to work on like Wrecking Ball and Winston. I'm realizing because like you can play this a little bit smarter. I feel like not Kellen, like me. It's really nice to see. It's a lot of like, you have to kind of be out of the team fight even more so than I thought, but also be involved when the moment strikes. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. And like it's a very fun style. That movement right there, dude. Like, you think I'm gonna be able to do that? I am bouncing off the walls if I do that one. Like movement like that is where I would have to have some practice on this hero. I would be pinballing in there like no other. Very disruptive gameplay. I mean, look how far away Kellen goes, but now Kellen will be back on the point with a grapple in 2 seconds. You see that? Like it's just, it's so clean. Finally gets the kill on tree there, not bad. So now, again, if anybody's wondering why you're seeing the score like this, in scrims, they have a setting on that will make it so you keep playing the map so you get practice on all 5 points. Which, again, is very important for scrims because you're not going to be able to, like, say you suck at this map and you get 3-0'd a lot, you're never going to see some of the points. So it allows teams to get better, and then you can get better at the map overall, or vice versa. You just get more practice on this stuff. Yep. You'll ever hear their voice chat. They might have been having voice chat during that. Notice, like, another thing to keep note of, notice not forcing the ultimate there. Like, let's be honest. How many of you would have used your ultimate there? I can 100% say I would have popped my ultimate there. Like, that's what I mean about the patience, about, like, not forcing a play and doing things like that, so. Here's the high noon. There's the ult. But now the ultimate that... Let's see, they give it the prime surge. Thank you. See? There's the movement in, like, small corridors. And for anybody learning Wrecking Ball, that aspect of this gameplay is going to be... I love that play by Tree. That aspect of this gameplay is going to be very important. Like, you need to be able to... like, go through small hallways without bouncing off the walls. And, like, Kellen has very good movement with that. It's tough, but if you can execute that, it goes so well. Now, again, keep in mind, it might be tough at times, obviously, to be able to make plays happen, right? As in, like, you know, this is pro players, so there is a lot of, like, other things happening, like damage output-wise. So, you know, the results may vary in rank, but the mechanic-wise of learning this can help a crap ton about seeing, like, how you maneuver around the map. That part's important. So see here, like, how in a situation where you have a Cassidy like Tree who's probably not missing any shots there, Kellen has to have perfect movement to make that work, right? Now you just kind of, yep, there it is. Good job staying on the point, good bubble usage. I love that perk, the Zarya bubble I call it. They let the point flip, which you could have argued would have been not the play, but at this point I think Fuel might be playing a little bit more chill anyway, so we'll see. There's Wrecking Ball. Yep, yeah, this is Kellen. Kellen's the tank for Dallas Fuel, and it's also a learning point for me. Gonna go around the map. Like notice how Kellen's always here, but then also always not there. Like, imagine the other perspective of the team, right? Where, like, you always know the Wrecking Ball is, like, near you, and you have to pay attention to the Wrecking Ball, but then the Wrecking Ball is nowhere to be seen, and then is back on your team in a second. And that's, like, what you're seeing. Again, remember earlier when Kellen had those 2 deaths early? Since the beginning of that game, only 2 more deaths for Kellen since then, right? And we know why Kellen had those 2 deaths, kind of just rolled into their team, realized not going to be a good idea, and then adjusted and fixed that from the rest. Do you see that? So, yeah. They know Kellen's around here. It's just like, where is he? There you go, see? Like the movement there to kind of like pretend you're going in the other way and then just bounce back with a pile drive. I think Kellen's gonna go with an ult here. Just for fun. Yep. I think this is a for fun ult. Yep. I don't think if they were in a match, that might have been the play. I could be wrong. You know, get some damage with the mines. You think he goes for it? I think they go for it. No, they'll set up for next. Which they know where it is. It's across the way. All right, here you go. Did a bubble and heals on tree there? Oh, yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of the comp is basically you just keep somebody alive with this one, and then you just, like, try to pressure their backline when you can. Love that pile drive play. Uses the Zarya bubble to get out. I say Zarya bubble. That's what the Wrecking Ball, like, over shield one is. Like, that play right there, and I'm just going to show you what I mean. This disruption is what I'm talking about. Like, this type of play is what's going to make or break you as a Wrecking Ball player, so watch. There's a small hallway here. There's legitimately zero room for error here, okay? Look how much room you have to work with. There's even a pole here to heck up your movement, and watch what Kellen does. Watch this movement. Recognizes that you can't do this here, grapples to this wall, which sends the Wrecking Ball to the left of that to be able to go through, and then watch. Look at this disruption. All because of a perfect movement in a small area, and then gets out with that movement and is behind them now. Do you see this? And that right there is what really makes or breaks a good Wrecking Ball player, is being able to maneuver in these small areas like that. And a lot of it is understanding what to grapple and what not to grapple. I'll be honest with you. If I'm right here, I might even grapple onto this pole, which probably isn't enough momentum, right? So, like, the learning point from this is learning the distance hooks that Kellen takes and uses that distance to maneuver the Wrecking Ball rather than, like, going with the pole right here and then bouncing off this wall and having no momentum. So that was a really good play by Kellen, is what I was saying. A team fight that could have easily went the other way disrupts their whole team. Now it made it a much more winnable, if not one team fight. All because of that play. Keep in mind, obviously, there's a good ultimate here. Nope. Even there, dude, like, I don't even think you realize. Like, I want to show you this one more time. Look at this. Yeah, watch this movement right here. Look at this hallway. Look at this hallway. Look what the grapple is. Uses the momentum here to be able to watch where Kellen ends up at. Uses the momentum off the wall to bounce off this wall to back up backwards and end up over here. Like, if that was me, I would have went, whoop, 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 oh, 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 and I'm stuck right here. Go up in the air. Yep. Notice the grapple timer to that person earlier. It's at no time. This is when you grapple somewhere and you hold up, it will do this. It's an unlimited like grapple play here. See, then you pile drive in. Doesn't even use the. There it is. Still waiting. Even on the pinballs, it's clean. Like, imagine trying to deal with that. What a play. That movement. I think they're gonna get this. Not fuel in this one. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Clean. Still alive on point, by the way. Again, back to what I said earlier, Kellen only has 3 deaths since the 2 deaths early. Is that just a Kellen strategy? Remember that one match we watched where Kellen went in on Basan, got rolled like 3 team fights in a row on Wrecking Ball, then never died the rest of the series? He just needs to get it out of his system. He's like, you know what? If I'm going to feed, I need to get it done with now, and then we'll say, well, that's it. Get it out of the way. Rotating around. Oh, that was actually one of the first times I've seen the movement heck up a little bit. They're back to the Malga comp. Yep. Yeah, in scrims they play the entire stuff, yes. Here we go. Almost by Kellen. I respect that. Imagine. I mean, like, if you want to know that the players more than likely know that they're capping the point, but the players also kind of communicate, you know, like if they're going to push in. You'd be surprised in pro play. A lot of the time, there is a lot of that push and pull where you actually give up the point on purpose to win the team fight elsewhere. It's like if you get enough kills, like, yeah, trading like 5-6% or like, you know, forcing it back into overtime. Like if you can win a team fight and you know, it gives you an extra 20 seconds of like percentage, that's like way more important, you know? So that's why teams will like let that happen. Yep.
Face the sunrise.
Well, there you go. Good flip by Kellen. Again, their plan was to play aggressively, so that's why that happened. But they wanted to like deny the space. Kellen does a good job of getting the point, gets the kills. And then that, by the way, that point flip earlier allows Kellen to escape that, because normally the Tracer would then chase you. So, yep. Ha! Good play. And there you go. So yeah, that was Kellen on Wrecking Ball and Winston in 2 games. It's always really fun to just watch that perspective where it's more like learning experiences. But damn, I learned a lot there about how to engage better. So hopefully I can apply that next time I'm forced on some of those heroes. D.Va's a little bit different because you just want to go into their backline and go for kills. But that was really good play. Really good play by Kellen. That was awesome to see. If you like the video, make sure to like hit the like button. If you want to see more of like videos like this where we kind of get like a pro player's perspective on a couple of maps, learn from them, I'm always down to do that. It's more about like what heroes do you want to see, so let me know. Outside of that, appreciate y'all watching these. Remember, if you want to submit any content stuff that we do, my Discord is where to do that. And if you want to watch just more videos, someone's going to pop up here in the bottom left. Click it. It's a good one. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.